Hi there, Shalini Mittal here from Tech Katha, and in this video we will be learning about how to take the input from the user. So why do we need to take the input from the user? Till now we have been doing declaring a variable and initializing a value. We should be able to take this value from the user instead of we providing a fixed value. In that case, user can provide different values and our program can work on those different values. So let's see how can we take the input from the user in Java. Now we know that system.out.println is used to display something to the user. So I can say suppose enter a number. Now when I display this message to the user enter a number, user will enter a value and we need to take that as an input from the system's console. We have system.in. We need to take the input from the system's console, system.in, and whatever the input is coming in from the user, our application should be able to scan that value. So we will be putting this system.in within the scanner. Now of course the scanner gets a reference of the system's input from where the user will be providing the values. We need to be able to get the reference of that. We say scanner sc is equals to new. If you want to use the scanner class, you have to say import java.util.star. Do not worry about what is import and why do we have to write java.util.star. All the import statements and everything will be covered in the upcoming session. So there will be a dedicated session on packages. Right now, just remember, when we have to use the scanner class, we have to write import and that has to come before any of the class statements. Now we declare a scanner variable which gives me a reference to the system's input console. I want to take the input from the user. I take this system's input reference, and because I am taking an integer value, I have something called as next int. So let's see what value is stored in the variable number. So I can say number is equals to and number. So we will compile the program. So if you want to take the integer values, we have to tell the scanner that I am expecting an integer value, read the value, convert it to an integer type and store in the variable number. Let's execute and see. Right click, void main, we run, enter a number, I enter a value 20. You can see number is equals to 20. If I run it again, and now here if I provide a value 100, you can see enter a number 100 and now the number is 100. So I can run n number of times the program and the user can provide different values on which you can operate in your application. Of course, if you don't want to see the previous output, we can always say here options and clear screen at method calls. So now next time when we execute, it clears the screen and now here you can see we got a fresh screen. This is how you can take the input from the user if it is an integer. If you want to take an input which is a floating point value, I can say enter a float number. We will declare a variable which will be of type float, and to take float input we say dot next float. If you want to take the input of type double, in that case this changes to next double, and definitely because I am taking a double, so I will be creating a variable of type double. If you want to take an input say of type long, again this changes to next long, and again this changes to a variable of type long. So this is the way we can have next xxx methods to take integer, float or double as input. We can also take a string as an input. Suppose I say enter a, or maybe enter your name. Now because the name is string, we will create a string variable, and suppose I say name, and now to take a string as an input, we just have a function sc.next. So let's print and see whatever values we give. So I'll say F1, here it's double, then here it's long, and then here it's name, name. Let's execute. Enter a number, enter a floating point number, enter a double number, enter a long number, enter your name. Now one more thing to note over here is for enter your name, that is the name input. If I again run the program and I enter a number, I enter a floating point number, I enter a double, I enter a long, and I enter a name which is Shalini Mittal, and I say enter, you can see it just takes Shalini. So here we have the next function. The next function stops reading the moment it encounters space. So everything after space is ignored by the next function, it just reads the first value. If you want to read the surname, I can also do this way. And suppose I say last name. And let me just comment out. This so that we can just work on the string inputs. Let's execute and see. Now I enter my name, I say Shalini Mittal, you can see name has Shalini. Now there is Mittal in the stream that's remaining, so that goes in the last name. If you want to read everything along with the spaces, in that case you use a function called as next line. Then you don't say next, you say next line. So now here again if I compile and now if I execute, you would see I enter my name. Suppose I say Shalini the Great. So you can see name Shalini the Great. My JVM is still running. It expects an input for the last name, and I can say Mittal, and you can see last name is Mittal. So again for next line, reads the whole line till it encounters a enter key, and next reads till it encounters a space. So this is how you can take input from the users for maybe say int, long, float, double, byte, short, and if you want to take strings as input, you can do it this way. Lastly, if you want to take character as an input, then you don't have anything called as next char, but the way you read it is you can say next dot char at and 0. Okay, so don't worry about what's going on over here. I will tell you what this char at is, and there's a video on strings where it covers about what is char at 0. Right now if I want to enter a character, I can say enter a character, and this can be anything. So let's just print. Let's execute and see. Enter your name. So I'll say Shalini from Tech Gatha. I enter the last name. I'd enter a character. I can enter anything. Suppose I enter hash, you can see ch is equals to hash. So this is how you can use the scanner class to take the input from the user and then work with it. Okay. So with this we come to an end of this video. There are no assignments for this video because in the upcoming sessions we will be working with scanner taking an input, and there we will be having assignments based on taking an input from the user. So happy learning, take care and bye-bye.